have the traditional marriage, Islamic marriage, and the ordinance or the civil marriage. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Please, any. Is that all? Auntie Juliet, is that all you have for us?
So no, madam. So the marriages were explained.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we take the traditional marriage, for instance, we said in Ghana, so every area and their own form of marriage. So that's it differs. It differs from various areas. Yeah.
Okay. Auntie Juliet has set the pace for us. Any other person? Any other person? Oh, why was she the only person who was in the class last week? What about the rest of us? Madam Juliet spoke about different types of marriage. What did you also hear? What did you also hear? Hello. What did you also hear?
Hello, ma.
Yes, Madam Barbara.
Mommy, please. How?
Madam Barbara, you're lying.
We talk.
I can't hear anything. Hello, Madam Barbara. I can't hear anything.
Uh,
I couldn't hear anything.
and
Hello, madam.
Yes,
Hello, madam. Good morning.
yes, Madam Barbara. Good. Okay,
we
how do
should
you
have
do?
a
Good
good.
morning.
Uh,
Please, how are you?
please. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah,
Have
good.
And please, we search these types of traditional marriages.
own family.
Different types of areas have their own way of doing their traditional marriages, and
Okay.
before it can be recognized
The
by
successful.
the law, unless.
Madam Abigail,
Hello.
please, a minute, please.
Okay.
I
Okay.
want to pick a call. I'll come back. Okay, I'm sorry for that break. I think Madam Abigail was on the floor. Oh,
Yes. Yes,
okay.
please.
All right.
And so
Go for it,
both
Madam.
the man and the woman will decide to send their marriage for registry
Okay.
so that it will be recognized by law. So that in case of any future, maybe one partner loses his or her life for in terms of inheritance, the children wouldn't be left like that.
Okay.
And traditional marriages, payments like the bridal money, I've forgotten how they call it.
Dowry,
Uh,
dowry.
dowry are
Mm,
made
mm,
just to uh, uh, let the parents of the lady show
mm.
their consent towards the marriage they are maybe
Aisha,
consent that we
Madam Abigail,
hello
Madam
madam.
Abigail, Aisha Badawa. He said the dowry is paid for the parent to show
For
consent.
parents to show consent.
But is it the parents who are paying the dowry?
No, there's a man.
Is that
The
for the
dowry is
parents to
given
show?
to the bride, the parents, and then the akonta or the
Mm-hmm,
sisters.
mm-hmm.
So that this is just as significant for them to show their consent that, oh, maybe your sister is being taken away for the loss of services. Maybe she wouldn't be around to do the things she used to do for the family. And so it's
So
just,
it's just to compensate.
oh,
I
okay.
think to show their consent.
Oh,
It's as if they are rather giving the bride the dowry
oh
to the
no,
man.
no, it's a man rather.
From how you are, you're from your
Ah,
sentence.
okay,
Okay.
okay. And
Please, is
then
that all?
yeah, this is enough for now. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much. Yes, please. Any other person? Any other person? We're all here, so please, let's talk. Pastor, please, did you relay my message to your mates? Today our number is down.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Pastor, you too, give us what you did last time. Tell us something. Honorable Pastor.
Madam, please, we said that with the Islamic marriage,
Okay.
age is not a factor.
Oh, is that all? I only heard age is not a factor, then you went off again. Yeah.
And polygamy too is allowed.
Please come again. Please, what exactly are you talking about?
Polygamous marriage is allowed.
Please, I said, what exactly are you talking about? Culture, please, may I know what exactly you're talking about?
I'm talking about the types of
And you
marriage.
said polygamous is allowed. Age is not a factor.
No, I know under the Islamic marriage.
Okay, we are not talking because I couldn't hear anything. All I heard is age is not a factor. Polygamous marriage is
So,
allowed.
okay, I was emphasizing on the Islamic type of marriage.
Okay. Yes. Any other thing or any other person? Any other thing that we spoke about last week? And we make mention of some conditions of civil marriage. We talked about marriage prohibitions. Yes, anyone to throw light on any of this? So I will move on, please. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Yes, please.
Please, we discussed that with the civil marriage, they should publish it for at least 21 days.
Okay. Now,
And
can you please throw light on the marriage prohibitions and then the conditions of civil marriage?
please, I didn't hear what you said.
I said prohibitions, marriage prohibitions.
Like the man is allowed to, both them, the man and the woman, they are both allowed to marry just one wife or one husband.
Hello. Any other person? Any other person? To throw light on the marriage prohibitions.
Madam, please, can I ask a question?
I have asked a question. Okay.
I just
I've been
wanted to
asking a
understand.
question since.
Ah,
Is it? Hello?
Madam, is it about the civil one?
Come again.
Is it about the civil marriage?
The marriage prohibitions.
Ah, okay.
I said one of you should throw light on the marriage prohibitions. Now we move on. Hey, I won't get anyone.
Madam, in
Yes.
Ghana, it is abominable for a brother to marry the sister.
You've now gone to read and come back.
No, I didn't get what you were saying.
Sister P. I get it. All right. Any other thing? Any other thing? Oh, won't we talk? Or we should just move on since we are not ready to talk. Okay. Last week we also looked at family and then their functions. Looked at married families and their functions. We have also looked at how these decent groups are traced. All right, so let's take it from the extended family. Let's take the extended family again. So we said this is a family that extends beyond two vertical generations and across many horizontal lineage. We've explained this, but then I want us to take it again, or if we have, before I start, let me ask if anyone have any questions from last week before we start. I think someone was saying she has a question. If the person can bring it up.
Yes, madam. Lisa, I just wanted to find out that when you go to register with the registry for the 21 days, when the time is due for both couples to go there, we normally move there to sign with your families. Is it something common that the registry over there will move their register to your home? Does that
Oh,
happen?
but madam, I think in our earlier discussion on the, let me say, the rules or governing that, we said the premises should be registered. Is your home registered? Is your home recognized for such?
No, no,
So
no. It just happened. A friend's sister who got married recently, just last week.
okay, okay.
I think the man just went to do something and then deceived them that they are bringing the register home. And so I was a little bit
And so,
confused.
thank God you are like
Yeah,
so thank God you said also that deceived them.
yeah.
So I think
Thank you. I'm
uh,
okay. Yeah.
all right. So I hope you to your suspicion or whatever has been cleared. Any
Yes,
other
madam.
question? Any other person? Please, any other person? Okay. If there are no questions, then I think we can move on. Last week, I think we talked about the extended family, where we said they comprise of parents with or without children, grandparents, uncles, nephews, all that, among others. Said in most societies in Ghana, the extended family system is still very vibrant despite the changes in society. Despite the changes in society of late, the extended family is still vibrant. This new year, I hope you met some of them, some of your extended families. If it wasn't vibrant, you wouldn't have met them. If it were to be the Western world where me, myself and my family, I don't think we have gotten there yet. Okay, we also said that the main emphasis is on consanguineal relationships. And then I think we explained that. I hope we explained the consanguineal. So let's look at all that I'm doing for now. I think we have done it, but I'm just having a little recap from there to where we are starting from. We also looked at the advantages of the extended family, where we said it enhances the concept of realism. I hope we can remember. Can we remember? Can we remember that? Protection of the vulnerable. All right. We looked at the disadvantages too. And we said it encourages laziness. There are leadership problems and others. Okay. So let's move again to simple step families. We have types of families under the blended families. There are types of step families. And we said we have the simple step families and then the complex step families, which we equally explained and then moved on again to challenges of blended families. All right. So that was where we ended it, right?
Yes, madam. Yeah, that's what we.
Right. So the challenges of blended families. Said there is power struggle to develop hierarchy among siblings and stepchildren. There's power struggle. That's one point. There's power struggle. Power struggle. We are just trying to say who to should I say maybe who should be in charge. Assuming you have you have a child, your husband also had a child before you both married. You see, sometimes let's say maybe you the mother you are leaving the house or you not be around and you want to maybe um, you want to delegate someone or put someone in charge as in your absence. And then look at it this way when maybe like your child and that of maybe your husband are maybe assuming they are same age or something like the difference is not quite huge. There is that power struggle sometimes who to actually delegate to take care when you are not around. Or sometimes even among the siblings themselves do like every like this there's this power there's this rift among siblings who should be the leader or who should take the lead, and a role conflict. Sorry. Number two, role conflict and role ambiguity between parents and step parents. Role conflict and role ambiguity between parents and step parents. The loyalty of children to one parent. Sometimes there is this loyalty. They are loyal to, say, maybe their mother. That is assuming you had children before coming into the marriage. You realize that those children are more loyal. They may be more loyal to you, or it could be the other way around too. They end up being loyal. So loyalty of children to one parent. Number four, mistreatment of stepchildren and mistrust. Sometimes these stepchildren being are not being treated well. So mistreatment of stepchildren and mistrust. And then economic pressures on the family. It puts much burden on the family's purse. Economic pressures on the family. There is so much burden on the family purse. You see? Okay. Single parent families. That's the another type. Single parent families. In this situation, maybe only one of the parent assumes both instrumental and expressive roles. So it could be the man doing taking the woman role, at the same time the man role, the fatherly role in the life of the children, or vice versa. So single parent family. Let's look at some causes. What do you think can be some of the causes of the man or the woman only being the parent to the children? What do you think can be some of the causes to this? Please, I'm asking a question.
Madam, divorce.
Okay, divorce. Yes, any other?
Madam.
Maybe divorce or separation. Yes, I have a
Hello, madam.
Oh, let Akwesi talk first.
Madam, death can also cause that.
Yes, the death of one partner can also cause single parent. Yes, Madam Comfort. Hello. Hello. I've seen a family where there has been a separation. Only reasons are best known to them. But the woman is living elsewhere working, and the man is living elsewhere with the children. And I always ask, so are the two families okay with what you two are doing to the children? You see, sometimes society, maybe the way the society also views some of these things also matters. For years, even if you ask a woman to go and visit the children, no, she will not. She's not even talking about the issue. Meanwhile, these two couples are coming from a family. They married her from a family. Sometimes the way the society also views some of these things also matters. It's sometimes single person, as a single person, the person may decide not to get married, but rather adopt children and take care of them. I want to say, I personally have an auntie who is not married, but if you see the number of children she's taking care of, so such a person, it's not like she's married and maybe she's divorced or she has even married before. No. So we have situations where persons may decide to just adopt children without getting married. That can also, these can also be causes to single parenting. Okay, so let's look at some problems that single parenting may pose. Okay, so let's look at the problems. What are some of the problems you think they generate? Hello, let's look at some of the problems.
One, it's always embedded with responsibilities, lots of responsibilities.
Okay.
Because when divorce comes, one will decide not to mind the other person. And in this case, if the children are with the woman, it becomes the burden of the woman alone, paying fees, taking care of health, and everything about the children.
Mm. So
And
responsibility overload,
yes,
because he or she becomes the only person taking the financial responsibility. You know, as we spoke earlier, we learned earlier that the man is the head and is responsible for providing most of the basic needs of the family. So, assuming is the lady who is now the father and the mother at the same time, then it means she will be carrying all this burden all alone. And if it is the other way around, to say things that maybe if there is a mother in the house or there is a wife in the house, she would have done. Maybe the cooking, the washing, the cleaning of the house, and all those things. All this burden are pushed to one person to do. So he or she becomes overloaded with responsibilities. Yes, please, any other thing?
Madam, please,
Yes.
you also become financially stressed if maybe you are thinking about more children,
Mm,
you are not having any proper work that earns you money at the end of the day too.
mm. Yeah, you become financial financially stressed up since you are the sole breadwinner of the family. You are stressed up, especially when you don't have maybe a sound job or any. You don't have any uh, good financial standing. It becomes difficult. Yes, please. Any other thing? It becomes very difficult. Any other thing? Oh, please, let's talk. I always say that this studies is about you and I. We live with the thing. So please, let's try and then bring our minds here. Let's not study in isolation. You already know the things. We are just putting them into, should I say, certain perspectives. So please, let's bring our minds here and then contribute. It's not going to be me alone talking always. Please. So yes, any other problems that you think may come up?
and I'm loneliness.
Come in. Come again, please.
Loneliness.
Yes, you'll be lonely. You know, there will be time individuals. Yeah, there are times you need someone to just pat your shoulder. You are likely to be lonely, and that loneliness, can we also put it as in being emotionally overloaded?
Yes, please.
You see, when you're emotional, or you have emotional overload, that is where you ignore your own needs and then you focus only on the attention. You only give the whole attention to the children. You forget about your own needs.
Madam, it can also cause depression.
Sure, as we are talking about emotional overload, the other side of it could be depression. You may be depressed. So when there is no one to probably uh, encourage you from time to time, you may be depressed if care is not taken. Assuming you have maybe one of the children also, let's say things may not always go the way you want it. Most especially when maybe you have a child who is giving you issues, whichever issues it is. Well, it may be maybe a child, maybe you have a disabled or a child who is challenged or with a special need, okay, and then or a child who is just stubborn, who is just trying to give you problems. It can be very depressing if care is not taken. Yes, please, any other? Sometimes you need the family, the support of your family. Single single parenting. You seriously need the support of the family. Other than that,
Yeah,
if you are not
it's
careful, if care is not taken, you may lose it. Yes, please, any other thing?
This it also causes bitterness. Anytime you see somebody married happily, you become so
I,
bitter.
I I think it can all be seen as an emotional
Okay.
overload. Do you get
Okay.
it?
Okay.
Mhm. Let's put all under emotional overload. Yes, any other thing? Then we have
Madam,
something that you're saying intimacy deficit. Now, absence of the other spouse may result in intimacy deficit, which the children in most cases cannot feel. Is that true?
Yes, please.
If it is true, how? How? Let's not be silent. Yes, how? Can you explain that one to us? Intimacy deficit.
Madam, please, what I can say is that you see, as a every human being, at times you are there, you feel so sad, and you may
Hmm.
want someone to share your problems or your grievances with. But looking at your situation as a single parent, like you wouldn't have that opportunity. And
Is there
moreover, to when it comes to
intimacy deficit?
and when it comes to sex, that is sex.
And we are not talking now.
You didn't have that anyone to have that sexual affair with since you be living alone.
Okay. So that's the intimacy deficit. Or any other person, someone with a different view. Another view. Oh, why today it looks like we are that'll be why. Yes. Any other problem?
Madam, please, can we also say that it leads to sometimes the man or the woman sleeping around anyhow?
Come again.
Sometimes it makes the man or woman sleeps around anyhow.
With this one, personally, I would say then you are not even focused. Me, or maybe that's what I would say it. You are sleeping around because you are a single parent. Then what kind of example are you even setting for the children?
Because sometimes when they become
Mm,
financially stressed up
mm,
and the man isn't there to support,
mm,
the woman feels like, let me go in for this man to help me. This man will help her small and then have sex with her, just give her one time money, and then tomorrow she will need
She's back to
another
square
money.
one.
Uh-huh. So she'll be looking for another man again to fill that vacuum, to also get another money to see to the family.
So in
So
that
by
case, the
so
person is
doing, the
not
woman starts, yes,
stable.
she becomes unstable. She
Yeah.
sleeps with any kind of man that comes to her way.
Okay.
And some men too also become wicked because of the divorce or separation from their wives. And so any woman they come across, I'll sleep with you, have sex with you, and dump you. It becomes a motive for sex. Most of the men, most men.
You have an experience. Okay, thank you. And we also have household stress that as a result of it results from discipline and getting children to do household chores. As we said, work, things that maybe if you were two, probably it would have been shared. Now it becomes one person's. So this, most especially when maybe the children are even very young, that they can't really help. It becomes very, very difficult. That's why I was saying that in that situation, you really need family support. Okay, let's move on and look at coping as a single parent. Let's look at some of their coping mechanisms. The first one, we said, do not rush into a new relationship so as to transfer your dependence to another person. See, when you are in that situation, you don't rush to enter into another relationship. Sometimes you even transfer. If care is not taken, you transfer your burden, or you transfer. Um, you don't get much time to get healed from maybe your previous um, relationship. So if care is not taken, you transfer your dependence on the other person. Okay. He said, do not crumble to the family. Oh, sorry. Do not succumb to the feeling of failure and worthlessness. Do not succumb to the feeling of failure. Don't allow yourself to be feeling that because you are not, or you couldn't end up in marriage, or the relationship didn't end up in marriage, assuming maybe out of the relationship came a child, you had an issue. Don't have the feeling that you have failed. Sometimes that feeling may push you into a relationship that, instead of you looking at things with um, looking at things at a particular way, you may end up you may not have time to look at things the way they are supposed to be, assuming you ended up that the former one ended in bitterness. If care is not taken, you may enter a new one just trying to prove a point to the other person that maybe after all you thought I wasn't good enough, I am good for this person. So instead of you to take your time, okay, to allow yourself to be healed from the previous one, you rush to enter another one, which if care is not taken, may not end well. So do not succumb to the feeling of failure and worthlessness. You not succeeding in a relationship or the relationship not ending in a marriage doesn't mean you are a failure. Most especially with the ladies. Don't feel you are a failure or that is the end of the road. No. Take up an activity you find joy in to keep you busy. So instead of you being idle, then it's best you take up an activity that will keep you busy. An activity that will keep you busy. As Christians, we say that the devil finds way for the idle hand. If when you are idle, that is where ideas will keep on popping up. Do this, oh, go and commit suicide, do that, go and do this, go and do, which may not go well for you at the end of the day. So you say take an activity that will make you busy. Listen to others, but be firm to make your own decisions. At this point, do not just take people's this advice they give you just like that. No, you listen. You listen first. Not necessarily you going by what they are telling you, but sometimes you listen, you see whatever they have told you, you pick the important points out of it, then you live your own life so that you don't come back to even point fingers at them, at those people that they told you or they did this. If they had not told you to leave that man, you wouldn't have left. No, listen, and then you advise yourself or you make your own decisions. Consider further education if you had to drop out of school. So assuming it led to maybe you dropping out of school, assuming the former relationship led to you dropping out of school, they consider further education. Or you've not dropped out from school, but then you've just decided you have just given up on everything. You've given up on education, you've given up on everything. Consider going to school or further education. All right. And these we are saying are common uh, common coping styles. All right. And then we have the conceptual framework for the study of the family. Conceptual framework. Before we go there, is there any question? Is there any question? Any question so far? Any question? Any question? All right. There are no questions.
Yes, please.
Okay. So let's look at some theories We have the theory of structural function, we have the developmental, the feminist, the functionalist, symbolic interaction, power theory. So look at them one by one. The symbolic interactionism. We said the symbolic interaction theory states that the meaning we ascribe to objects, processes, ideas, concepts, and systems are subjective. Symbolic interactionism. The symbolic interaction theory states that the meaning we ascribe to objects, processes, ideas, concepts, and systems are subjective. Okay. Example, a simple example of symbolic interactionism. The word dog might evoke a fuzzy, heartwarming emotion in someone who has had mostly friendly experiences with dogs. But another person who may have been bitten or attacked by dogs may feel fear. The meaning ascribed to the concept of dog is different depending on your context. To the symbol, something that represents an object, emotions, process, etc. in the real world. So example, the word dog is a symbol for a four-legged domesticated canine, and cow is a symbol for a four-legged bovine. Interaction, how the meaning of a symbol is interpreted and modified through social interaction. The Hindu villager and the American Christian may lead them to invest the word cow with different meaning. When the Hindu probably may, the cow may symbolize something, maybe a god to the Hindu. To the American Christian, it's just meat or it's just a pet or something. So when you look at the diagram, it moves in a circle where the symbols interact with its established meaning. So what it will mean to you may differ from how it will mean to you or any other person. And it developed into our views. Symbols interact with our meanings, or it establishes meaning, and that develops into views and then communicates with each other, then the society. It moves in that cycle. Then functionalism. The functionalism is in sociology, sees the parts of society as components of a cohesive whole. Each part performs a useful function. So when we take some key institutions, we take the family, it performs a primary is a primary agent of the socialization of a child, and it performs a role. It has a role it performs in the life of a child. So also school, religion, being the mosque or the church. It has a role. They all have a role they perform in the life of the individual. Functionalism was a predominant theoretical framework for sociology, thinking till the 1960s, after which it began to retreat following critics from feminism, post postmodernism, and then post-colonialism. The functionalist perspective in sociology views the family as a basic building block of society, and then it performs several functions that are critical to the smooth functioning of society. If a child is not well brought, is they look into the family. You you grow up, you are married, and probably things are not going well or things are going on well. They look into the family. Which family is he or she coming from? So the family is the basic building block of the society. Looking at the system approach theory to management. Over here we have the input, the process, and then the output. So whatever you put in, it's being processed to give you an output. That's a feedback, and it goes back again. So when you put in good, that's a good attribute, it's being processed and comes out and gives out a feedback. Oh, this person is coming from this place. Oh, the person was well brought up. The person was well cultured, you know. So let's look at the social exchange theory. Please, are you with me?
Yes,
Yes.
madam, we are with you.
Please.
Sorry, I realized I muted myself. Okay, social exchange theory. Is that a social exchange theory post- postulates that people form a relationship through cost benefit analysis. Analysis, cost benefit. Also, whether he or she will benefit from the relationship. So let's look at the components. According to social exchange theory, every relationship has the following components: cost, the elements of a relationship which have a negative value to a person. Rewards, that's the element of a relationship which have a positive value to a person. And then let's look at the examples. We say highest reward, cost being equal. An individual will choose the alternative from which they expect to receive the highest reward. So when it comes to relationship right now, you weigh and see the one that will be of great benefit to you. And it's human. And definitely you will take the one that will be of great or will be of great benefit. Look at the friends we have. Now the friends, they know what they will get from you. That's why they are your friends. It's not what you get from them, the what maybe they will get from you. And that's human beings for you. Sometimes you befriended someone because of what you get from the person. Even in marriage, people marry sometimes because of wealth or because of fame that they may get from the other person. Vice versa, to the lowest cost. Okay, let's move straight to the developmental framework. Now, this framework provides the basis for looking for the changes that occur in the life of the individual. It provides a basis for looking at the changes that occur in the family life of the individual. What are some of the changes that occur in the family life of an individual? What are some of the changes? Hello, what are some of the changes that occur? Madam Ramat, are you there? Today I'm not hearing your voice.
Madam, I'm here.
Today I'm not hearing your voice. Cry. What are some of the changes that occur in the family life of the individual? I know we know. So let's share. Let's discuss. Okay. You see, the family is like a life, it's like a cycle. You started from somewhere, and there are changes along the way before it gets to a point. So let's look at it. So that the time span in this theory is a life cycle of a family, of a nuclear family, and the units of analysis are the stages of the family life cycle. What is this family life cycle? The systematic and patterned changes experienced by families as they move through their life course. From the time newly couples get married till both of them dies. It begins when couple gets married and ends when the last surviving couple dies. So until the last couple dies, it's still a family. Each stage comes with certain tasks or goals to be achieved. So at the family, at the first stage, it has its own tasks. These goals fluctuate as the family unit forms, grows, and so and with time it dissolves. And so the cycle chronicles the fact that families have beginning, they grow, declines, and then the family dies. I think that's before the by the emptiness stage. The consideration in the case of the family is not the age at which the family begins. Okay, so our consideration is not at the in the case where the family the beginning. No, we are not looking at where it started or the age at which the family started. So with Bird and Neville, they said in 1860, and then Kenkel in 1966, they said a family may begin with couples of any age and will still go through the cycle. So look, who probably got married maybe at the age of 50, they still go through the system. They still go through the cycle like that. Just like someone who started it at the age of maybe 30 or 28. So the age at which you started the cycle doesn't really matter. You may still go through it to the end. All right. Let's look at the stages of the family life cycle. So considering Bird and Melville definition. Alright. That in most cases, the clarification is based on the age of the oldest child. In their view, they said the classification is based on the age of the oldest child. So let's look at the beginning families. It's a newly married with or without children. And then childbearing families, that's where the infants and preschool children. Then families with school age children. We have one or more school going age among them. The beginning families, I said the newly married. So as they just married, whether they are with children or child or without children or child. Then just as the name implies, childbearing families, at this stage, they are giving birth. So they have little ones, infants, that's babies, and then preschool, toddlers. Okay. And then families with school-age children. Then I think they have grown a little above, or let me say they are about starting school. And then the families with adolescent children, one or more adolescents. And then young adult stage, one or more children are at age 18 or above. Young adult stage. And then the middle year or age stage, children are launched from parental household. That's where the, let me say, maybe the first child or the children starts to leave their parents' house, probably to go and settle down. Sometimes after tertiary, most of us begin to live our independent lives. And then aging family or stage, that's a retirement till death of both couples. Then we also have 8 distinct deathal stages. Please, who can explain the deathal to us? Deathal. When we say deathal, please, how do we understand it? Oh, menim sɛ yɛte borɔfo papa paa. Please, the meaning of deathal.
Madam,
Please, I'm listening.
it means development.
Zao.
Developmental stages.
Okay. Developmental stages. The family goes through over time. Good morning. How are you? Developmental stages that the family goes through. Okay. So you say there are 8 distinct deathal stages. So we have one by Laszlo. Hey, it's a noun. Laszlo, 2002. This was by Laszlo. He gave the 8 distinct deathal stages. So 8 distinct developmental stages that the family goes through. He said the married couples without children. He said without children. And then the second one said childbearing families. That's oldest child from birth to 30 months. That's it. That is how he or she looked at the distinct stages or the developmental stages we are talking about. No, the developmental framework we are talking about. And then we have the third one, so families with preschool children from 1.5 to 6 years. We have grouped this into 8. We have families with school children, that's from 6 years to 13 years. We have families with teenagers from 13 years to 20 years. Families that are launching from first child to leave to last child to leave. That's families that are launching. In the middle years, that's empty nest to retirement. And then aging families, that's the retirement to death of both spouses. So that was how he also looked at the developmental framework. And then we have the developmental goals or tasks at various stages. So the stages we have looked at every stage, they have its goals and then its task that they perform. So we'll take them one by one and look at the stages and their tasks or their goals. So the first stage, establishing a mutual satisfying relationship. And you remember the first stage. The first stage is what? Are we here?
Yeah, beginning families.
Okay.
Like newly married couples with or without
Okay.
children.
Thank you. So we said establishing a mutual satisfying relationship. So the two couples tries to establish a mutual satisfying relationship with each other, then providing the spouse with emotional support. That is the two of them when there are no child involved or in the present. And they develop common expectations about becoming parents. That one was from the University of Kansas 2013. Couples may agree on how many children at this stage. Couples may agree on how many children they want to have or they may have in the future. That's at the first stage. So they discuss all these things or they consider all these
Morning.
things at the first stage. Madam Eunice, kindly mute yourself. Then at the second stage, the couples faces the task of adjusting. Now, right after marriage, it's sweet now. Or no, let me not say even right after marriage. It's right after marriage that sometimes they start to adjust. Meanwhile, and then where since you should have done all these things, homework before you settle down. You realize that at this stage, the second stage, they are adjusting, they are encouraging the development of the infants. At this stage, the parents also develop relationship with the infants to meet the biological or psychological and social needs of the infants. At the second stage. And then the couples also or the couples must focus on maintaining their relationship. This is being said because sometimes when um children start coming, we seem to neglect the other party or the other spouse. The other spouse may feel neglected when all the attention is being put on or is being shifted to the child. He said the couples must focus on maintaining their relationship. So remember that you were there before the child came, and the child will one day also leave. Okay, so let's look at the third stage. The third stage, stimulating and promoting growth within their children. So they encourage their children by teaching them self-control, teaching them some fundamental things, teach them. So at the end of the day, they go to school and then it's only a build-up. But today, most parents have left the work in the hands of teachers. Things that we ought to teach the children, we are they are left undone. They are left undone, and that's as a result of career parents we have now. And then we have challenges of having no sleep or little energy and a reduced amount of privacy. And when children comes, we have reduced amount of privacy. Assuming you have a preschool or a toddler, even let's say in a real sense where they have their own rooms, even if you are not careful, you as couples, you don't have that privacy anymore. Any of them can just dash into your room at any time, at anyhow. And that's an example, typical example. If one of these children is not feeling well, you are left sleepless. You can't sleep. That's assuming the child has been hospitalized, any of them has been hospitalized. Hey, you as parents, you can't sleep. I remember one of my kids wasn't well. I took her to the hospital. The doctor looked at my face. I was already stretched up. Looked at my face and was like, are you the one who is sick or is the child? But the child who was sick was very, children, sometimes the way they can behave. And it will even look like you were framing up the sickness. So sometimes you as parents, you may have no sleep or little energy. Please, are we here?
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Any question? Is there any question? Okay, let's look at the fourth stage, the development of the children within the family unit. We help this with their educational development, their social development, their development as a whole. So we help the children to develop within the family unit. We encourage the child's achievement in school. So encouraging the child's achievement in school. Oh, you can do better. Today you had 70. No, next time you can do better. Study hard. You can do better. We encourage the child's achievement in school. Helping the child to successfully develop and maintain relationships with peers. A child is unable to fit into maybe his group of friends. We encourage the child. He's the type who always come and report, this person has beaten me, this person has done this. Sometimes as parents, let's not go, fighting on behalf of our children or taking issues into our own hands to face their counterparts for them. No. And that we should leave them, we should allow them, give them the room. We should encourage them to successfully develop among their peers. We should help our child to successfully develop and maintain relationships with peers. Yes, next time when they do this to you, as a gentleman or as a lady, do this. You don't necessarily, your friend has beaten you, don't beat him or her back. Forgive. Sometimes we teach the children at this stage, or they are able to pick or learn from we parents how to live with their peers. Important for child successful negotiation of the adolescent transition is very important. As adolescents get into their transition stage, where they get into the adulthood, further, the family will not successfully transition through this stage. Hello, are we clear on that? The fourth point, the fourth stage. All right, let's go to the fifth stage, where we see the family of a unit must establish rules for their children's behavior. Yes, in this house, no one beats the other. When your brother or sister does anything to you, come and report the person. That's some of the rules. You don't just get up and beat your brother or your sister. That's an example of some of the rules. And over here, okay, you don't go out at night and come back while others are asleep to be knocking or banging on the door. Promoting autonomy. It promotes autonomy. And then work on maintaining their own relationship. So at this stage, the children tries to maintain their own relationship. That's the adult stage, where some of them, you see them getting into relationship with the opposite sex. So they try to maintain their own relationship. Then at the sixth stage, that is launching. Launching. Said assisting their children's transition into the workplace, school, or with marriage. So at this stage, it's either the child is transitioning into the workplace, has started to be independent, is working. So the child has successfully transitioned to either the workplace, into marriage. Someone have come to ask of a hand in marriage, or your son has gone to marry, you give them your full support. Or school, maybe he's going for further studies, you give them your support and encouragement. So negotiate adult to adult relationships with their children. At this stage, you see your child no more as a child, but as an adult. So you have to, as a parent, you have to negotiate adult to adult relationships with your child or children. Then strengthening the midlife relationship of the couple as they face living alone again. Gradually, you realize that the parents are getting back to living alone. So they have to strengthen their midlife relationship with their couples. That's the sixth stage. And then at the seventh stage, that's the middle years. They adjust to the changes of living alone again. They adjust to the change of living alone again. Then, however, living alone again can produce conflict as a couple now has to deal with and resolve middle life issues, including financial and health problems. At this stage, that's where maybe you realize that some of them have some health challenges that they are battling with that probably needs attention from the other couple. Then the family may grow with the addition of grandchildren. At this stage, maybe their children have started giving birth and they started sometimes dumping the grandchildren on them. So they have to start taking care of grandchildren again. They themselves sometimes may even call for it. And then the last stage or the final stage, that's the aging of family. It focuses on retirement issues between the couple, how how the death of one or both of the spouses affects the family units. We all know how when we lose a mother or a father, how the whole family gets affected. Then dealing with disability and retiring from a job. Coping with the loss of loved ones, the transition within the family units in this stage is unique. It's unique in the sense that it differs from one unit to the other. A family goes through these 8 stages as a unit, transition through each one by facing similar tasks and challenges. Just as I said, it's unique. So each family stage, each family unit, and how they face their tasks. All right, I'll pause here. If you have any question, ask, then we move on. Or let me add this note to it. Yes, however, if a family does not successfully complete the task in a stage, the dynamics in the family may shift, and the family and the couple may have difficulty maintaining their relationship and adjusting to failure challenges in upcoming stages of the lifespan. So any question as we pause here? Do we have any question? Is any question?
Madam, please, no question.
Ah, sorry, I was talking to myself. I didn't know. What time are we coming back, please? Are we going for break? If we are, what time are we coming back?
We were supposed to go for break at 19.
I know
9
now.
o'clock, we come back at 19. Yes, please. Bye. Bye.
I know, but that's why I'm asking that. When are we coming back? It's almost 9:30.
The break is just 10 minutes.
Okay, so I think we can go for break now and come back in 10 minutes, right?
Okay, madam.
Okay, madam.
All right. So on this note, let's go out for break, stretch our body, and come back. Thank you.
Okay,
We'll
thank
see
you.
you later.
Okay, madam.
Okay, madam. Bye.
Hello, colleagues. Madam will join us very soon. Please let's exercise patience. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hello. Hello. I think we should be going on. Others will join. Okay. So before we go for the break, then we talked about the 8 sorry, developmental stages by the name again, think bed. No, that was rather by last Lofi 2020. Okay. So we looked at how he perceived it. Now we are going to look at Bed and Neville's, how they put it. They have collapsed the 7 stages into 4. They have put the 7 stages. They have collapsed the 7 stages into 4. And these are the newly married. You see, at the early stage, they said 7. But over here, they have collapsed the 7 and have put it into 4 stages. And the first one is newly married stage. Then we have the parental stage, and then the midlife stage, and the latter life stage. Just as the names implies. So I don't think I have to explain those ones again. The identification of the stages is based on the fact that the families are marked by similar behavior, expectations, or roles different from from the other stages. They said to identify the stages is based on the fact that the family are marked by similar behavioral expectations. Similar behavioral expectations. So just as we have said by last looking, with time, when the family is experiencing or is at a stage, you can tell by what it is experiencing. And the family is at a stage, you can tell by what it's going through. The summaries of the classifications. Med and Melvin, 1876, has collapsed these 7 stages into four. And these are the newly married stage, that is the beginning stage. So when you look at it, I think that is what we are normally use, male and Melvin, Bed and Melvin. The parental stage is an expanding stage, and then the midlife stage is a contracting stage, and then the latter life stage is an emptiness stage. And this is what we have talked about, discussed, is that is a norm, but there have been some deviations. There are some deviations from the circle. So we'll look at the deviations. Then not all families will fit into this circle. And the question is why? Why do we think not all the families will fit into the circle? Why do you think it's not all families that will fit into the circle? Why do we think that not all families will fit into the circle? Hello.
Madam,
Yes, madam. Ramat.
please, I think not all family will fit into the circle because um example is with the standard stage. Not all family will have children.
So it means that they will not go through that expanding stage because there is no expansion there.
Hmm. Okay, that's a good one then. Yes. Any other why you think not all the families will go through the cycle? A teenager who gets pregnant and at the end of the day they said the guy should marry her. Do you think we also go through the family stage, the life cycle? Will she go through the family cycle? Or will she
But
go through the cycle?
I think if the guy marries her,
Hmm.
then I go through the cycle because there will be a beginning stage and there will also be an expanding stage. And if they are able to stay together, they can the contracting stage and the empty stage can come in. But if they are not able to marry, then the newly couples will not even start at all. The beginning stage will not even start at all.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Any other deviations?
I also think there is deviation because now um it gets to a place there might be a separation or a divorce, which the family cannot continue. And there can even be death of one spouse. So the
Hmm.
system might not continue. It might
Okay.
end there.
And what about where they desire to have many children? The desire after, let's say, after their last born is probably in the secondary school, the desire to still have more children. Maybe they started very early, so at the time where the last one to them, maybe they've had just one or two, and the last one to them is now as senior high, and the lady is still productive. I think that can also be a deviation. You have those ones happening where sometimes you hear them saying that retirement age.
Yes, please.
And so you realize that maybe this child, they may be taking care of this child even after their retirement. So the desire to have many children. Any other thing that you think can be a deviation from the norm? Any other thing? So let's look at this scenario. In the case where I have a child before I get married. I have a child before getting married. Do we think it can be a deviation?
Yes, please.
How and why? Why can it be a
Because
deviation?
we assume that we should get married before giving birth.
So in the case where I've given birth before I decided to marry,
You have deviated from the norm. So
why?
the normal thing we know, like we assume is right, is that especially when it comes to like the Christians, we believe that one should get married before we give birth. So in the case that you give birth before you get married, you've deviated from the norm.
Then what about the issue where, because when I asked that question, everybody was sitting quiet.
Madam, please, I
The
also
teenage,
think that
the
you have
teenager.
started with the expanded stage before coming to the beginning stage.
So you, meaning the first
In the
answer you gave. So this is contradicting with the first answer you gave.
No, madam. The first answer, I think it will be similar because they have started the expanding stage before coming to the
Getting married.
beginning stage. Yes. So instead of starting with the beginning stage, they have rather started with the second stage before now coming to start the whole thing process again.
Thank you that you've realized it. All right. Any other deviation? Any other deviation? So where maybe I've decided to just be, you know, attending school, upgrading myself. I'm not thinking about marriage now. When you talk about marriage, I get angry. In fact, my aim is to have my doctorate, or is it just doctorate? Just to climb the academic ladder, go higher and higher. And I decided to, or I'm married. That's the first scenario, or I'm married. Right, after the first year of our marriage, I decided to go overseas to further my education. Is that possible that the family may deviate or may face difficulty in going through the cycle?
Yes, please, madam.
How
Because
and why?
the assumption is that the moment you get married, you have to start giving birth. So why is it that you've gotten married and you've traveled? What happens to the childbearing stage?
Oh, it's not everybody that just get married and then start giving birth. Some people may give themselves maybe some years, maybe 2 or 3 years before. So what about that? Does it mean I'll still not go through the life cycle? So I'm just also doing same.
Madam, this it is you've not deviated, but that decision is entirely yours. But looking at our community or our country, for instance, the assumption is that the normal assumption is that the moment you get married, like you start giving birth, even if you give birth to one child, then they be asking, when are you giving birth to the other child? So that is the norm that we know. But the couples deciding to wait, that is their own plan or something.
So do you think in maybe education can also cause a delay or can also cause us to deviate from the norm?
Yes, please.
How can it make us deviate from the norm? How will
Because
education
madam, some people think that like the moment they are involved in marriage, there are a lot of commitment they are supposed to give. So they may want to at least done with their education to certain level before like they enter into marriage. Like taking our case, for instance, now that you are taking care of the family, doing your work, going to school, it's very tedious. So some may want to dodge all these things, hardships, and attain a certain level of education before they enter into marriage.
Okay. Any other view? Any other view?
Madam, please, I also now people decide not to marry but have children. So in this case, it means they will not go through that process, those stages in their marriage, but they still have their family,
I
which is
accept it. But I was asking, how do we think education can make us deviate from the norm? I accept that point 100%. But I'm asking, how does education make us deviate from the norm? Last time I gave you an assignment. We've forgotten. My people. Last time I gave you an assignment. Do you remember? Do you remember the assignment?
No, please.
Hey, I know if you had remembered, I would have been surprised. Okay, so how can education cause us to deviate from the norm? How? Oh, my able people. So assuming we see this, how would we go about it? How do we answer it? Won't we talk again? Hello.
Madam, please, we are here.
And I'm asking a question and I'm not hearing anyone.
Please, me have spoken. Oh.
Okay, Madam Frances. Yes, any other person? How does formal education affect or cause the family to deviate from the norm? How will it affect the family cycle?
Hello, madam.
Yes, Madam Abigail.
When you take up to school for so many years, you intend to neglect the expanding stage. Certain times, the time you are supposed to give birth will pass. And so there wouldn't be any expanding stage, like having children to expand your family.
But mind you, we also say that it doesn't matter the age at which you are getting married or the age you got married.
Yes, it is like that, but then certain times you may not know yourself. It's individual affair. Some families from 35 going, they get or enter into their menopausal stage. And so if you don't know about this, and then you take it upon yourself that it is all schooling, and the time you realize the Spanish stage is gone.
It's catching up with you. Okay. Any other explanation or any other view why we think the not formal education can make the family to deviate from the norm? Any other thing?
Madam, can you also say that sometimes the education changes your perspective of or how you view the family cycle? So in that case, it makes you to have different mindsets and how you value those stages in the family life cycle.
Okay. So how you view, is that what you said? How you view education? Is that what you said?
How you view the family, the education changes your perspective about how you view the family cycle.
Okay. Yes. Ramat is of the view that maybe how you view your. I may not be able to quote her verbatim, but any other view,
Hello, madam.
anyone with a different view, yes.
I think
Wazaria.
some
What's the
also
meaning of your name? Wazaria.
bright.
Did I pronounce it well?
Yes, madam.
Please, what's the meaning?
Brightness.
Wow, I see. Okay.
Madam,
Please, you can talk. Yes.
sometimes some parents will not give birth early. They also we're doing the menopause stage. I think in about 7 years and not 10 years.
Then such a person will still have the opportunity to go through all the life cycle. Then over here, we are saying that the formal education can make one deviate from the cycle. When we say deviate, it's like we take you from the normal, the way you should have been, normal. So I'm saying that how can it be, or how can it deviate or make one to deviate from the normal, the norm? That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Oh, no, okay. Do you understand what I said?
Yeah.
Yes. So how do you think formal education can make you deviate from the normal? Oh, no one is talking. Mm-hmm.
Madam,
Mm-hmm.
with what I said, I think the
Mm-hmm.
instead of the kids leaving the home before the uh, parents will die, but maybe the parents will die rather before the kids will leave the home.
I'm saying formal education. You have a question?
Yeah.
Say yes.
Let's say when you
How can it affect? Mm,
say because of education, you will
mm.
not give birth early.
But even if you give birth late, we said earlier that it doesn't still affect the family. Just
Okay.
that the only issue that you gave birth late, but then at the end of the day, you will still go through the normal family life cycle. Okay,
Okay.
let me give you a scenario. So in a case where, let's say an example, okay, you are married, you've given birth, you started your beginning stage, fine. You started the expanding stage. Then right at the expanding stage, um, you wanted to further your education. So you send all your children, maybe you have two kids, you send all of them to your mother or to whoever to take care of them. Then maybe both of you have decided to go your way to educate yourselves. Don't you think in this scenario, for instance, the family is like deviating from the norm? Hello, are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, please.
I get
Yes,
what
please.
I'm doing. Can that be a deviation because of education, or we've not had such situations before, or because they've decided it's mostly like they've decided to travel. The couples have decided to travel for greener pastures, or yes, maybe to educate themselves. So they've decided to go outside, but then they've left their kids behind with maybe family to take care of them. Is that family experiencing the normal, what is supposed to have been the norm? No. Right at the expanding stage, they have left the kids. So that family is likely or is definitely going to experience a deviation. And any other example you may also think about. Do you get me? All right.
Yes, madam.
Let's not waste much time on this. So let's move on. So we are saying that there are deviations, and some of the deviation could be death, divorce, or separation. And sometimes, so the presence of other family members with the couples can also bring a deviation. At the time where maybe they are experienced or they have to start their empty nest stage, that is the time maybe their children have brought their grannies to them to take care of. Such couples are not going to experience a normal life cycle. They've been taken back to should I say, maybe the expanding stage. Though it's not their biological children, but let me say these are adopted children. That's their grandchildren or children from other extended family members. Will you say you won't take care of them? No. In this Ghanaian setting, you've lost your sister who has maybe two children. You are done taking care of your own. Probably they are at they started leaving the house for national service and that. And your sister's children are now at the preschool stage. Will you say because your children are now doing their service, so you cannot take care of them? No. And that is definitely going to be a deviation for that family unit. Okay. And then we also said having children before getting married can also be a deviation. This framework notes that in the family there are a number of positions. This particular framework notes that in the family there are a number of positions. The positions of father, that's a husband, mother, that's a wife, son, brother, and daughter, sister. These are all positions. And each of the position, there is an assigned role or behavioral expectation. So to each of the positions, there are assigned roles and behavioral expectation or behavioral expectation. The behavioral expectation of each position in the household is referred to as role cluster. So your role as a mother, the role of your husband, the role of your daughter, the role of your son, all these put together is referred to as role cluster. CLUSTER. Role cluster. Role cluster. The role clusters of the individual members of the family is referred to as role complex. So the behavior expectation of each position in the household is a role cluster. And when you put all of the family members together, is role complex. This can be an object. All right. So the developmental task by having guts, that's 1948, defined developmental task as a task that arises at or about a certain period in the life of the individual and successful achievements of which leads to his happiness and success with later tasks, while failure leads to unhappiness in the individual, disapproval by society, and difficulty with latter tasks. That's how having got 1948 put the developmental tasks or defined developmental tasks. In the family, we look at it as the responsibilities that must be accomplished to ensure families operate well at all stages. So in the family, we see this as responsibilities of the individuals. You know, it's just like our body, every part of the body has a responsibility to play. We have different roles they play, and all at the end of the day, it's all gets to the wholeness of the individual. Developmental tasks of families. So Duvel, 1988, have also identified the following. He has identified the following as developmental tasks of the families. So providing physical care allocating resources, providing physical care, allocating resources, your money, your time, allocating resources, and then determining who does what, who does what, determining who does what. And then ensuring that members are socialized. Ensure that members socialize. Socialization. Socialize. Establishing interacting patterns. These are all part of Duville's identification. Establishing interacting patterns. Incorporating and releasing members. Relating to society through its instructions. How we relate to our societies. As for this society, as for this people, of late is not very common. You don't marry maybe always. Those are things, or we say certain things are taboo to this group of people. We make, we establish. Hey, where did I get to? Relating to society through its institutions. Maintaining the morale and motivation of members. Give morale support, to the individuals, to our family members. If one should lose his or her job right now, you will see how families will come comforting the other person or the loss of a loved one. So you give moral support and motivate members. So now let's look at some family problems and issues. Family problems and issues. The first one is jealousy. 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 So jealousy can consist of one or more emotions such as anger, resentment, and inadequacy. Resentment, inadequacy, helplessness, or disgust. It is a unique mix of sadness, competition, anger, and resentment. And it's not a good thing. It's mostly not good. Jealousy is a typical experience in human relationships. It has been observed in infants as young as 5 months. They also portray some level of jealousy. You see it in babies We said infants as young as 5 months. Okay. You have a baby of 5 months. Put her down or him down and go and carry someone else's child. And you see the level of jealousy such a baby will show. And then some researchers claim that jealousy is seen in all cultures. Some researchers also claim that jealousy is seen in all cultures.
No problem.
Oh, Nima, if you can mute yourself, we'll be happy. Or Hima,
Madam.
Hima, please mute yourself. Or you want to say something?
Okay, yes, madam.
Or you want to say something?
No, madam.
Do you want to say something? Jealousy is seen in all cultures. So, however, others claim jealousy is a culture specific emotion. They claim that jealousy is culture specific emotion. Jealousy can be either suspicious or reactive, and it is often reinforced as a series of particularly strong emotions and constructed as a universal human experience. Jealousy cuts across. You can say because this is a Volturian. So for her, she's never jealous. No, it cuts across. It says psychologists have demonstrated that cultural beliefs and values sorry cultural beliefs beliefs and values play an important role in determining what triggers jealousy. Psychologists psychologists have demonstrated that cultural beliefs and values play an important role in determining what triggers jealousy and what constitutes socially acceptable expressions of jealousy. Cultural beliefs. So we say our God is a jealous God. Women are mostly jealous when they see other women with their husbands. Yesterday, I heard a story where the lady was saying she got so jealous when the husband was referring to someone, uh, someone who was with them at that time as dear. She got her to beat. In fact, she was so much provoked that she had wanted to beat the lady up or sack the do something to the lady before she was stopped. That is the extent at which people can be jealous. If I may ask right now, what makes you jealous? Right now, you hear the kind of response people will give. So people have so many things, different things that they may get jealous of. What may make you jealous, might make you jealous, may not apply to the other person. Your friend may be okay with it. Okay. Or we should make that survey and see. We are 43 plus. What are some of the things that makes you jealous? If I may ask. Agakwesi, are you there? Hey, Madam Belinda, I've not heard you today.
Madam, I'm online. Oh,
I can see you are online, but I've not heard your voice today. Cry. Unlike last week. Mm. What are some of the things that might make you jealous? Tawisha.
okay, Madam. As you said, as you said, when I'm with my husband and then he be calling people Obapa. Ah, what is Obapa? You don't call me Obapa. I call somebody Obapa. So when he says that, actually, it makes me feel mad when he says that.
I see. Is it so that you tell him to stop calling people Obata? And rather
So
call
me
you
too, I've been calling people Bemena.
Eh.
Yes.
So does he also react?
No, but I've not told him my part of the
How
thing
you feel?
I'm not happy with. So we are all using gestures and then reactions to answer to each other's questions.
Any other experience? Yes, anyone, any other person. Any other? At least some of these things stop some of you from sleeping. You've been quiet, or you are sleeping.
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Eunice, you just say hello, then you go off. I thought we were coming to talk or speak. Okay. So let's look at forms of jealousy. The power or work jealousy. That's when someone is jealous about someone else getting a promotion or raise. Some other reward at work or rise from work. Someone getting promotion at your workplace can be someone can create jealousy Your colleagues who is being promoted, you always apply, you never get promoted.
Madam, I have an experience on this.
But when I ask the question, you never speak. So you want to share?
Yes,
Okay, share.
please.
You share.
There was this time in my school
Mm,
when we all applied for promotion,
okay,
the GHS and then the primary.
okay,
So some were going for AD1, some were going for AD2. I was going for AD2 then,
okay.
including some JHS teachers. So when they are learning together,
Mm,
I don't normally go there because I am the primary.
okay.
And so you can't leave your class and then join them at the GHS there, because they have
Mm,
subject teachers.
mm,
So it was just few occasions I joined them to learn.
okay.
So we went to write. We all went, and then fortunately, one JHS teacher and then myself, the lower primary, we passed through. We went through our promotion,
Okay.
and then some of the rest. So when we came and then we had it, we kept quiet. It was later that this woman realized I also passed. Then one day I came from the house, entering into my class. She was just clapping, calling me. I turned and she was the one. Hey, I heard you also passed the AD2. I said, yes, madam. Hey, Nanka woman, I'm here now pass the AD2.
Hey,
I'm here now pass the AD2. Just an attack, serious one. Fortunately, there were some teachers around,
mm,
including her JHS and this thing. Then they said, Madam Salo, what is wrong with you? Why do you attack somebody for passing promotional exams? So I also gathered my momentum and I dealt with her. She was an elderly lady. I said,
thank you.
you are you too special for you to care for somebody to fail? This thing is just by the grace of God. When you go, you get it, you thank your God. If you don't get it, you sit, you reapply, and then you get it another time. Why do you want to attack somebody because somebody, do we come from the same house? Or did we attend the same school? You are a senior colleague. You shouldn't be doing this. Everybody, was on my side. They talked to her that what she did was really wrong. You can see the jealousy. And from there, when she sees me, she's always like angry,
So giving you attitudes.
giving me attitude. And fortunately, one way or the other, we were all transferred from the school there. Fortunately for me, I never met her again. That's how come I became free.
I see. I see. Became free from her jealousy.
Yeah, so madam, it's
I
so easy.
see.
Even the head teachers, when you get it, they don't get you are in trouble.
It is well. I see. Thank you. And then we also have
You're
friend
welcome.
jealousy. You have friend jealousy. When someone is afraid of losing a friend to another person. When someone is your friend and the fact that someone is getting, should I say maybe a third person is coming closer, and you realize that the attention of your friend is going to be shifted. Sometimes one way or the other we get jealous. Can someone relate?
Yes, so madam, some friends are indecisive. When you are moving with some friends, thinking they are your sister, like you are sister, you become sisters and family. All of a sudden, when you see other people, they want to shift and go there. So if you are not strong to shift your friend away from those people, some people too, they envy your friendship. So somebody would like to come in between you. If you don't stand firm and take your friend away from such people,
How do
then
you
it
take
becomes something
your
else.
friend away?
You have to be like, talk to your friend. Don't
Maybe your friend also want to be the friend of that person.
And if I see that my friend is indecisive, I leave you. You go. Go. Corner on
Hey,
and
how big, I see.
because sometimes you want to give your all like that particular friend. I mean, friends can have a friend, but then when friends have a friend and it has become something else, just allow the other person to go.
Yeah, I think that's an advice to all of us. He said, if that your friend is becoming something else, allow that friend to go. That's by Abigail. Thank you. And then we have family jealousy. Also have family jealousy, rivalry among siblings. And sometimes I believe parents can sometimes create this when sometimes we prefer one more than the other. We create that rivalry among siblings. So I think just as Abigail was advising us, I think I also advise that we should try as much as possible to give equal treatment to our children. And then we have romantic jealousy. So these are all forms of jealousy. The power or work jealousy, and then we are on the romantic jealousy. Mind you, we have forms and types. And at the moment we are looking at the types, we will later look at the forms. No, we will later look at the types. We are now looking at the forms, so we will later look at the what am I saying? We are now looking at the forms. So we will later look at the types. Romantic jealousy. Yes. How do you understand this one? We have looked at the work or power jealousy, friend jealousy. No, put it down. Family jealousy, romantic jealousy. How do you understand? I think it's mostly the frequent type that most people experience. Most people experience this type of jealousy, romantic jealousy. That's normally between couples. Normally between couples. Okay. That was what we were saying earlier. I think one person was saying that he lies calling other ladies on him when he doesn't refer to her as on him. So you call them Bemena. That's a typical romantic jealousy. Then we have the sibling jealousy. Sibling jealousy is that this occurs if by a child's fear that the parents will replace him or her with new sibling or love other siblings more. It's just similar to the rivalry among siblings. But this jealousy gradually may graduate to that rivalry. They may grow up. Sometimes we see this a lot in the Nigerian movies. And we have no mutual crime. They behave like they are rivals. They can't see eye to eye with each other. The least conversation ends in fights or quarrel, misunderstanding. Types of jealousy. Basically, there are two types of jealousy. We we have the normal jealousy. Please take notes. We are now looking at the types. The first one was forms. Forms. Then people get jealous. What makes people jealous was the forms. But the types, what have made people to be jealous? Now we have people are now jealous. We have types. One is normal, and the other is pathological jealousy. So the normal jealousy is expressed when an individual sees a real threat to the relationship, and because of these experiences, moderately upset. He or she is upset. So moderately. And then the pathological one involves threats, paranoid suspicion, a high degree of emotional upset, or detective behaviors to check up on the suspected party. You see, the first one, the normal one, is expressed when an individual sees a real threat to the relationship. But this one, it involves threats and a high degree of emotional upset. In this case, they may even decide to harm the other person, or in worst cases, they may even not just try to harm, but they may even cause harm or damage. Hold on, teacher, stop. Okay. Okay. Oh, now that causes jealousy in a romantic relationship. But things that causes jealousy in a romantic relationship. The first one is a neuro neuroticism. Neuroticism. That is a general tendency to be moody, anxious, and emotionally unstable. Emotionally unstable. A jealous person is never having a stable mind. So these are some of the causes or factors when you are not having emotional, you are not emotionally stable. You are moody, you have the tendency to be moody or anxious. So the Christians among us remember a scripture that says, be anxious for nothing. And then we have the feeling of inadequacy in your relationship. That can also can be a cause in a romantic relationship, the feeling of inadequacy in your relationship, generally fearing that you are not good enough for your partner. You are not good enough to your partner. You need to romantic jealousy. Insecurity. Insecurity. A poor self-image and lack of confidence resulting in the feeling of insecurity. 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 When a partner talks about an old love, can be a cause of someone being jealous. Maintaining innocent friendships with members of the opposite sex. Maintaining innocent friendship. Why is it innocent? Maintaining friendships with members of the opposite sex. Sometimes having some kind of friendship, most especially without your wife or your partner isn't part of that friendship, can also trigger this kind of jealousy. Maintaining innocent friendships with members of the opposite sex. You may just be friends. Who knows? Alright. Differences in the experience of jealousy. So there are differences. This jealousy thing is a bit lengthy. We may see it as just something very someone may ask, are they used jealousy into the heading? How is it so important? Once we are talking about family and people, you need to also give that importance to it as well. All right. So there are some jealousy components in the personality of some individuals. So look at it. Some individuals have some jealousy components. The children who felt threatened in securing the love of their mothers may develop this personality and carry it throughout life. Children who lack maybe maternal love, from the onset, may develop this kind of personality or may feel threatened. Okay. So children, sometimes these things start from infancy. So this is something I always say that if bɛrima bɛyɛ kumpa a ɛfifie, ɔbaa bɛyɛ yerɛ pa a ɛfifie. So for a child or for someone, an adult to be full of jealous or to be a grown up that's always jealous about things, it's also from home. Depends on how the individual was brought up. If the person lack that maternal love or even that fatherly one, mothers are unique. So when children lack some of these things, it affects them when they grow up. People who are secure in their relationships are more likely to be jealous than those who feel secured. People who are insecure in their relationships are more likely to be jealous than those who feel secured. Are in a relationship and you feel intimidated, are always feeling insecure, and then they beat nature at any time, feel so insecure, it's likely the possibility of such insecure people to be more jealous is high or is higher than those who feel secured. He said that he or she is self sufficient, financially independent. So it doesn't care or mind what you do or what you don't do. The kind of opposite sex you have or you don't have. So take note, mostly women who are is it sufficient, self-accomplished, they are mostly not jealous. Ọ̀nà ọ̀nfà ọ̀hún koraa. Okay. People who feel that they have few alternatives are also likely to be more jealous. These are all quite explanatory. So I'm just reading over. But then if there is anything you don't understand, you can let me know. Thank you. Separated and divorced people are more jealous than others because they are more likely to check their partner's personal belongings on listening in on a lover's telephone conversation. A minute. Okay. Do you have any question? Females are found to be more jealous than males. Hey, true or false?
It is false.
Abigail.
It's
The
false.
males can be very
Abigail.
deadly, madam.
We are
The
not talking
males,
about the deadly. We said
the males can be very deadly.
really.
Yes, they even
Mm.
kill because they are jealous of the other partner. Honestly, we hear of them more often on this social media, in the
You'll be
news.
surprised.
The
You'll be
cases that come
surprised, but
in,
uh, some of your colleagues are also saying that it's true.
Madam, please, I also say it's not true. The reason why they are saying females are always jealous is that females, we are easy to let everybody know what we are going through, but the men, because they keep it to themselves and they don't let anybody see it, that's what makes it that females are jealous than the men.
Or could it be that the one who wrote the thing is also a male? It's a man.
There may be.
Exactly.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Yes, so madam, because the records that come of late is more, the men are more jealous than the women because lots of men these days.
Is it not jealousy that will make a man strip the wife naked and be beating her?
Yes.
Because he thinks the woman is getting another man elsewhere.
Yes, has moved on. She has moved on with
They
her
become
life.
narcissists. They don't want you to like.
No, that trait they already have it too. They already have it, but with time they get exposed.
Yes.
But women's own too cannot can sometimes not be this easy one.
The woman becomes very harmful or dangerous when the woman is jealous. It's when I think the woman would enough or how be before, and you are shifting now to go to another woman. That is when you see the woman becoming very deadly.
Hey, Abigail.
No. If the woman has spent a lot and is at the losing point,
yes,
that is
But
when.
it's the same things applies to the men too.
No, but men naturally they are jealous. Sometimes they don't even want you to talk to like anybody, or they don't want you to talk to a colleague of them. Madam,
when it comes to women, we lose ourselves. Like you give birth for this man, 4, 5, 6. You don't even define yourself, giving your all to the family, just for you to realize one day that the man is leaving you gradually to another woman. That one, it is obvious you become jealous.
But funny enough, it's the same thing that sometimes the same thing that the men also feel.
But they don't give birth. They don't go through pain, and we go through 9 months.
Look at this. Listen to this scenario where a man has taken care of you, throughout your education. Then at the end of the day, he said, "I'm no more interested," or you are not my class. Aye.
Madam, that one it comes 1 in 100. Let me see.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yes, madam. Often get men who look after you. It just can once you just meet somebody who is generous, pick you from the scratch and then take you through educational system, and then
Who is just
often happen.
Nowadays, men.
I know, madam, I have a friend now who is divorced. When she picked the man who was a pastor, these small pastors. He didn't, according to my friend, the man will even wear a belt with a different color and then a different shoe color. Then they will be mocking the man in the church. So she agreed to marry this man. A teacher took loans upon loan to send this man to Dubai.
To take care of him.
And to Dubai, that's
to
all we
polish him
should.
up.
Yes, so that the family will grown now who say yes. Not knowing that lady was making a sad mistake. He took loan, sent this man to Dubai. He came back, bought the stuff, came to dump the things, sleeping all day without going to sell the stuffs. When the lady told her, hey, what's the kakaka, mommy, mommy, yaso. So the lady had to suffer and sell all those things. The man ended up dashing people some of the stuffs. She didn't say anything. She went in for another loan. The man decided, oh, this time, to me and talk. Na me fanya sa, is it Uber or what? Then she went in for another loan, gave to the man, only for the man to come and deceive her that, where he went to pay the man, not knowing it was a scam company. So they have scammed him. So, man, when anytime the woman painfully raised the issue, you, this man, you are supposed to calm the lady down. Now, then the lady got angry and threw soup. With them, threw soup on this man, and then he got angry and then went soup. She told me she was eating them before the man was making that blah 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 blah. She can't fear we see can the titty mandarin. Miss Smile. He said, Miss Smile said, Kojilo, mommy, Miss Smile. So the man became something. So the lady didn't say anything. She now organized herself again, took another huge loan. This time around, she decided to open a business for herself, a mother care. Me, I benefited from that mother care. I was buying stuff from there. So, and this man got angry. That's why is the woman trying to do business on her own. The man became so angry, jealous. And so anytime the lady picks somebody to look after the shop, I think the man goes behind, injecting bad ideas into the lady's mind. They stole everything, rendering my friend back to zero. Then one day the man came, hey, also person sin bema. The woman said, hey, for this thing, I can't take it anymore. I have to leave. This man only ending it here. If you don't know you touch his money, he will kill you. So when my friend realized that, you want to be the man of the family. When my friend was crying, then so she's out of the marriage now, 2 years now. And then she says she wants to relax before going to the courts. She wants to gather some monies and those things because of the loans. She's down. So some marriages, we ought to be careful.
It is so. That's not abortion though. There's some jealousy
Madam,
can be very deadly. Yes.
to add to
Madam
what
Belinda.
Florence said,
Okay.
you see, men are,
It was
let's
Florence who
say,
was talking. I thought it was Abigail.
yes,
It was
Abigail spoke, but Florence spoke earlier.
Okay.
You see, men are naturally polygamous in nature. From the point that was raised, that women are jealous more than men. And I want to add to what Florence said.
Throw more light on it. Okay.
Yes, it's true. The reason why it's true is because what comes out is what we believe in. And men, they are very jealous, but it's inward, it's within. They don't show it. But we women, little thing that we get jealous and then we show it outside. So from experience or look of things, what we show out is what the society hold on to. That is why they are saying women are jealous more than men. But men, a man's jealousy, it's deadly, as Abigail said. A man's jealousy is deadly. Yes.
That point can be debatable. whether
Yes.
female are more jealous than men or not. Okay, I think it's debatable. Maybe some people will still stand or maybe against than the men are more jealous than the women. And if we continue to argue this, probably we may even eat into other course time. So thank you very much for your contribution. So let's look at where partners feel they have secured their positions in the relationship. They tend to become less jealous. Where partners feel, okay, I think I've skipped one point. So after which I'll go back and take it. Where partners feel they have secured their positions in the relationship, they tend to become less jealous. They don't mind any longer about certain things. If I believe most of us are married, and you realize that
Yes, please.
a do baby, excuse me for those who can't speak or understand the akan. Edu baabi wɔ awareɛ mu a wohu sɛ nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ koraa woabu w'ani agu so ɛmfa wo ho bio. Sɛ ɔde bɛrima no de ne ti bɛnante, sɛ ɔde ne hene bɛnante, ɛnyɛ w'asɛm. In fact, you are no more, bothered. So that's what that point is trying to say. So all things being equal, differences in levels of commitments to the relationship affect differences in levels of jealousy partners will experience.
Your voice has gone down again.
Really,
Yes, please.
I said all things being equal, differences in levels of commitment. Your level of commitment in the relationship or in the marriage affects differences in levels of jealousy you may experience. Your level of commitment in a relationship where you know what you do, your responsibilities, and a man's responsibilities, things that he's supposed to do maybe for the family, he's no longer able to do them. And here lies a case you see him in the company of friends, drinking and all manner of lifestyle. You'll be jealous about some of these situations. And he has money to be doing those things, and then he's unable to probably do things, take care of the basic needs of the family. All right. The longer a marriage, the less jealous couple become of each other. True of us.
True.
I
And
think
I'm
that was what
true.
I was even saying. That you do baby,
Yes.
you don't even like you see things as if you've not even seen it. And sometimes when you've come to admit that this is you and this is him, you no longer mind or you are no longer bothered about some of the things. You just sit down and then take your own plans as to how you want to live your life. Okay, that's just by the way. Another major contributing factor of level of jealousy is the importance attached to the relationship, as well as the how emotionally deep a person is involved in the relationship. You see, when you are emotionally attached to someone, that is where they do things and really, like a call, it hurts you. If we try, our advice that we should try as much as possible to detach our emotions from people so that we will not feel the hurt so much. When you're emotionally attached to people, that's when they hurt you. In fact, it gets you so much. We should try as much as possible to detach our emotions from people, or we shouldn't emotionally, be involved in relationships. This has to do with the level of love one feels for the partner. When you in turn, you are the one who loves the person. And when does this class end? I
Madam,
hope I'm not
11, 10.
speaking with you.
11,
What?
10.
Hey,
11,
11.
10.
so I'm eating into people's time. People who want to have their lunch. So what do we do? Should we end it here?
Yes, madam, because the second one starts at 11:50.
Oh, okay. All right. So in that case, then we'll start the second one at 12. Okay.
Okay, madam.
So please be informed so that it doesn't look like delay. Okay. All right. So let's take notes. We are ending on the positive functions of jealousy. We'll end it here and call it a day on this. Then we'll come back at 12 to continue with the other one. Thank you for your attention and your contribution. Bye bye. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
You too.